and Snake, two characters that honestly I don't think we see enough anymore. Could that be a good thing? Could that be a bad thing? It depends on the guy you ask. Me personally, I like watching Snake specifically. I love watching Ram. Like, I think last time actually I was at NJIT in person was for Supernova 3. Shout out to that tournament, where Ram ended up getting third. And man, this Snake moves. I love watching Ram. I'm excited to see what he does here.
No, Ram is a very interesting individual to watch play Snake, just because there is so much just absolute shenaniganry that goes into it, for lack of a better word, or at least a word that I'm allowed to say on stream. Sola, and that's the whole thing, because this is a character that you could use a plethora of descriptors to describe this character, but then again, you know, with Ram, it's all just like straight up, it's a lot of tech, it's a lot of taking advantage of what Snake gives you, but yeah, no, Ram is not afraid to get in your face and fight, very unlike the source material. And now you're going up against the blade and everything else that Sola provides. I mean, that's just, I don't even, it's one of those things you gotta be ready for that sweet chin music and maybe take advantage of the range that Sola is given here with this character. But yeah, I gotta think bounce is gonna be pretty useful among other things, but it doesn't matter if you can't get the basics correct against Snake.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the thing that Sola's doing correctly here, obviously, is playing to that mid-range, using the sword to keep yourself away from Snake's immediate range, keeping yourself in safety. But just Ram just knows the assignment against Hero, getting in there and just getting the damage up as early as possible, and then constantly having that grenade in hand. So even if you do find that crazy big hitbox on your shield, you're just constantly taking that damage back. And Snake being the king of trades, that's not a great trade. You do not want to pick up that parlay there. That's an unfortunate way to go down.
Yeah, no, the mortar just bouncing off of the, whatever it is, the spellbinding circle. Just absolutely nutty. Sola, again, yeah, that's one of those things. You are relying on a spell for a significant portion of your defenses, but it's one that comes up, I guess, commonly enough, and it's worth kind of just skipping through the menus and finding it. But again, otherwise, you're kind of going off of that high recovery, which, you know, you did well to do, but Ram now gonna chase him all the way down, not going to work out, but again, perfect position for that up tilt. And I think you're the Snake, you're doing just fine. You still have to do a little bit of work, but you got to now work around the bounce, so you got to put your body on the line a little bit more than you'd like to, especially at 83%. And Sola right now, I think you're looking okay.
Yeah, I mean, bounce. It's a singular spell that is making this matchup so unbearable for Snake right now. You can't set up those grenades, you can't use the C4, you just have to get in there and scrap. And Hero is a very, very scary character, so if you misplace a single dash attack, misplace an aerial, you get destroyed. I mean, even just by that jab, you're sent out. You know, another one of those spells. But I love that you did that down tilt there to avoid that tilt. Now, just Ram trying to reset here before you can get hands on that boom once more. Oh my god, relax.
That was so cheeky. I love that from Ram. And again, you know, like sometimes you talk about something blowing up in your face, and sometimes it'll work out for you. Ram going to live to fight another day at 147. You got some craziness going on in the corner. You got that Cypher out and ready to go, but you need to be able to recover, and you're going to get that high recovery and eventually shield. You're fighting out of a corner, but goodness gracious, Ram connecting with a few of these bows and is gonna get the sweet chin music, put the Martins on his face real quick, and that is Ram fighting, clawing, scratching his way to a Game 1 victory. Goodness gracious, down but not out, and Sola is going to rue a few of those interactions. Ram had him read the entire way. That last 30 seconds was all Ram.
Do not quote me on this. I think that might have been a no-impact landing with that down air and immediately to that up tilt. Regardless of what it was, a very, very clean execution there from Ram to find that up tilt at the end. And again, like Ram, one of those, like, you know, as Snake, with those grenades, with the C4s, you're going to take a lot of damage. So it's going to have that unwavering this mental fortitude, saying, okay, I'm going to be high percent a lot. I still got to play my game. I still have to keep my hand on the controller, even with all the shenanigans from bounce. Okay, that wasn't bounce that time. That was something a little more sinister. That's Sola taking the first stock with relative ease.
Not bounce or shield, but his third more sinister thing. That's crazy. And now, got Sola with the blade. 3 stocks to 2, a full stock lead thereabouts. Although not quite. Ram trying to even things back up. But again, you're in no real position to negotiate your offense, especially given what Sola is able to throw at you. Now you have the luxury of kind of going through the menu and picking out your mains and your sides. But, oh, you got to keep in mind that C4 placement now as Sola is going to potentially fall victim of it. Does well to avoid it and rolling out, but nothing on the menu to help him back there. It is 2 stocks apiece, and okay, yeah, we're going to see the explosion there, and maybe is, okay, C4 is going to be offline now, so Sola not necessarily afraid to approach, especially when you got the glowing red jacket on, but it's at least one thing to keep off of your mind now.
100%. I mean, Sola has been doing a great job of definitely keeping the space between him and Ram, and forcing Ram to play more patiently, which Ram of course can do. But if you give Hero too much leeway, like we said earlier, like the type of spells you can pull out of your back pocket can be very, very devastating. And Sola with a 60% lead could take this and run with it, but we're seeing Ram finally starting to pick himself up, starting to feel a little more confidence here. Like a crazy grab there into a dash tag. Do you see him go all the way here? The C4, I love the tech there, but now you're set into the blender against Snake. The contraption! He put him in the thingamajig. Does he make it back? Oh, the bounce saves him. That was such a good bounce.
A second.
And just like the up air comes out. Dude, psych up into up air is a crazy combination I never thought I'd see. But Sola again and again fighting stocks in the most weirdest way possible. We're seeing Ram now finally getting back on the stage, grenade in hand here, looking to find even more. Tapping that spot touch there with the F tilt. Here comes the Cypher again. Ram just struggling to find any openings right now, because every single time Sola finds a huge opening, finds a bounce, and then just resets it all over again. That bounce is just making Ram's life so much harder.
You got to appreciate what you're seeing from Sola, even though Ram is about to even things up. We are going to get an interesting last stock for this game number 2, but I mean, modern problems require modern solutions, and when you saw Ram recovering high for what seemed like the 50th time in this set already, Sola had to have a play in mind. If you have psych up into up air, you might as well just go for it, because this Cypher, you think that you're safe, turns out you're not, and Ram wound up falling victim to that, and that's probably the reason why we're at 1 stock to 1. But Ram still with the lead, and Sola having a little bit of trouble negotiating all the things blowing up around him. Ram is not able to get the tech chase that time, but this is Ram still in a decent enough position, is able to get back to flat ground, and yeah, now you got the explosions working out for you. Get back to stage and do it again. Sola getting a read on things and is able to snipe him out of mid-air. The hero again pulling the rabbit out of the hat, and Sola was yeah, that was pretty good.
Sola being served the hey, stop that spell right in the silver platter. Get down from there, relax, giving that kaboom just like that, and very good stuff to him. I mean, Ram, regardless, doing such a good job of, no matter what the deficit is, keeping the games close. But Sola as well, like having the exact same idea for that, except like on the other side, instead of playing more aggressive, no matter the deficit, it's taking a step back, keeping your head exactly where it needs to be, keeping your feet on the ground and saying, if I pull this one spell, if I do this, if I keep gambling, I can close it out. I'll be fine. Especially if I get bounced.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're not exactly complaining at that point. Oh, so I get a damage lead and also I get bounced. All right, that's fine. You still have to respect the buttons that Snake is able to pull out, though. That dash attack has been used for 5 years to some effect, and there's a reason for that. You just go ahead and jump yourself through the hoop, but you got Ram now. Just gonna eat a grenade to the face that doesn't explode. That's it's a funny visual, if nothing else. This character is not short on comedic potential, as Deli from Philly would kindly demonstrate on a few occasions. Back airs being thrown out in abundance by Ram. Can finish off the stock. Back air to get him off the stage. But will it be the... Oh, it's going to be the Nikita to potentially displace him a little bit more. And then the sweeping kicks to finish it off. Well done by Ram to find it. 3 stocks to 2 now for the mainstay Snake of New Jersey.
Yeah, Ram now taking that lead. And even with the bounce, you have the lead. You know the vibe. You're up a stock. Run away. You put that 10 up. You have no obligation to get back into this game, especially setting up those grenades. And just, again, at such a high percent, you can take all the trades in the world as long as you don't lose a stock. I don't care. This is just rage at this point. This is me taking stocks earlier. This is me doing as much damage as I can before I go. And especially with an air dodge like that, Sola finally finding the stock here with the F-tilt. But Ram, especially with the low MP, this is your time to turn up and go in. Just barely missing the C4. Oh, I saw the lead. I saw it.
Yeah, just gonna have to stare wistfully at the opportunity that was in front of him. But nevertheless, Ram getting Sola up to 110%, and all of a sudden you're making this into Super R-type with all the bullets going around. Ram gonna hit those buttons, and again, just jabbing them. You're doing pretty okay with just your fists. I don't think you really need to be camping all that hard, but Ram is more than content to let Sola try to come towards him. Although, when you're doing this, you're giving Sola plenty of time to flip through the menu, and I'm not sure if that's a luxury you really want to be giving a hero of this caliber.
100%. You need to take the stocks when you can, and Ram, smelling that blood in the water, takes it there. Sola, of course, throwing it right back. Accelerado online, and golly, dragging that PNG all the way across the screen. This is a beautiful movement there from Accelerado, and he is taking it and running with it, especially with that bounce, finding so much there. Ram is struggling so much playing the close game, playing Snake's game, because of one singular spell. Who would win, a military-hardened man or a singular purple circle?
Yeah, now we're seeing it's Ram and Sola neck and neck as we're crossing the finish line for this game number 3. Advantage going into the latter stages of this set. All too important, as we've seen. But again, got the red glowing jacket upon him, and you're just gonna go ahead and throw that kick. Sola is going to be more than happy getting that up air. And yeah, again, this is Sola getting a lot off of pursuing Ram into the air. And that's any break from the explosions, right, is more than welcome, I'd imagine, if you are this hero. But anytime you're able to get, and that was how game number 1 started, again, is when Ram, you have to be able to exploit Snake's recovery somehow. If you're able to get him high, because that's where Snake wants to be in the first place, you're able to catch out those jumps, you're generally good. And Sola, seeing enough of that just above the stage and above center stage of all places, you might as well go ahead and take the step ladder up, and went and grabbed that victory in game number 3.
100%, Stu. That's what you got to do, man. I mean, we keep hammering it home. It's just the way you're able to keep yourself composed, the way you're able to keep yourself in the game, no matter what the situation looks like. Ram might be down a game, but he's sticking. Keeping his hand on his guns, literally and metaphorically. Perfect first stock there. Sola, of course, is definitely not going to take that sitting down.
Yeah, Ram is playing like a man on a mission. Fitting enough for Solid Snake, but nevertheless, his motivation that was certainly there a while back, but again, Ram, perhaps you realize now what's at stake. This is your tournament. You really want to be going out to this hero that has been making waves throughout Jersey over the past couple months. An incredibly capable player, one that is certainly worthy of national attention. Could make noise on that level. given a little bit of time, is going to look to make a name for himself at the expense of Ram right now. 2 stocks to 2, although it's Ram with a significant advantage.
Yeah, Ram is trying to take this lead and run with it here. Save those grenades once more. And again, just trying to play as much as the snake game as you can before the scary purple circle comes out. Trying to stay away from bounce as long as you can, even without bounce. Just finding that up tilt there and just forcing the situation from this hero. Oh my god, that would have been the snipe of the century if that side B landed.
Yeah, a little bit of obfuscation there of the C4, and so Sola almost fell victim to it, but at 151, not able to get that stock just yet. That would have been perfect for the Twitter clip, but Ram now trying to take this stock, but again, you're in mid-air. Sola is going to play patiently and wait for Ram to try to land, lulling him to a false sense of security, and indeed is going to very nearly confirm that stock. I thought it was gone personally, Momo, but Ram again proving me wrong, and now we're in very high percentages. It's going to be a tilt that lifts him up, and you're able to get the KO on the very last frame of back air. Indeed you are, and Ram, you know what? You got a fighting chance here at 150%. You can tack on just a little bit more and firmly be in the driver's seat of this game 4.
Here comes that kaboom. Sola trying to claw his way back into this end of this game. Definitely does not want to bring us to a game 5. Wants to run away as soon as possible. But I mean, here comes Ram setting up the contraption, and immediately Sola having absolutely none of that. Brings to a last stock scenario. Just trying to have any time to pull out that spell book. One look at that list and this game could be over with the correct spell, but Ram looking to stop that from happening, up 40% and looking to find even more here.
Yeah, getting jabbed off of the stage, and Ram again recovering high and probably hoping that the C4 wasn't found there, and just keep an eye on it on that platform. You're going to see maybe Ram trying to push him towards it, but Sola, does he even realize he did plant it upon the recovery? And that's one of those things that you like to do if you're a snake. You like to sort of disguise it a little bit and get a little trickery, but not going to find that chance. Instead, it's going to be Sola looking for it. I've got explosives too, and it's going to be a little bit of magic both in the bracket and on the screen. Sola eliminating Ram, a valiant effort from that snake, but it is going to be Sola with the hero making it into the next round at the expense of Ram.
There goes another one of those trademark Sobriquet Sola moments. Just throwing out that neutral B there at the end. Again, frail to the wind. There he goes. But fantastic work to both of those players. Again, I mean, this is another set we're seeing here tonight. There's just so many similarities. Both these players being very similar in different ways. It's the fact that Sola had that edge there, right? That bounce doing so much work. Honestly, like, he might as well have been playing dubs, and Bounce was a fantastic partner. I mean, the way you're able to avoid so much of Ram's entire game plan, circumvent this entire section of the game that Snake has locked off, and then not only that, even when Bounce went away, just like playing the game like you had Bounce, forcing Ram to constantly like overthink what he's about to do. Like, oh, what if I overextend here and suddenly Bounce comes back online, or what if I get hit by this spell and suddenly I'm gone? If you can make a player like Ram second guess what's going on, you've won the game. You've won the set already, and you got to take that and you got to run with it. And Sola did just that.
Yeah, no, the ability to sort of debase the very setup-based style that Snake can employ. Although obviously Ram not a stranger to getting in there and throwing the fists. It was still enough for Sola to maybe like take note of what he saw in that game number 1 loss, and turn it really to his great advantage, because Sola was more than happy to sort of trade blows, you know, whether with the sword or with the spell book. And as we saw, I mean, that stock number 3 on game 3. Yeah, just able to chase and get those recoveries down, and every single time you saw that last stock, it was with Snake's feet off of the ground. So an almost unfathomable turn of events if you're thinking about it for Snake, for Ram, excuse me, considering how well he looked like he was playing, but it felt like it should have been one of those games going the way of Ram. But Sola, again, they're not asking how, they're asking how many, and even to that point,